Dr. Farrington here. I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking to you about your experience of visiting Creepy Hollow Scream Park this year and the changes that have been made relating to the spread of COVID-19 and how we're working to minimize that spread. First, all guests, all staff members here will have their temperature taken before being allowed to go into the park. Once your temperature has been taken, you will be directed into the appropriate line. You also must have a mask. Everyone will have a mask, not a Halloween mask, but a mask that you would wear when going into an establishment. Yes, some of the monsters in the woods may have a mask underneath their makeup and underneath other masks, but please understand that you are not to wear a Halloween mask. You must wear a protective mask to protect yourself and to protect others. As you navigate through our queue lines, we are working to make sure that social distancing is easy by creating very clear indicators of where you will be. Signs are posted throughout the queue lines to explain how our social distancing works. As you can see, we want to make sure that we're staying at least 6 feet away from others and 6 feet away from monsters as well. So, as you approach, you will see some white poles. You will stop at the first white pole that you see, and you will wait until the group in front of you has vacated their white pole. Let's look at this. As your group approaches, you will stop at the first white pole that you see if there's anybody in front of you. This is where your group or your pod or your family will wait. When the next pole has been vacated, you will now move to the next pole. In some cases, you may have a group that will not fit beside one single pole, so you may need to take up 2 spaces. Just make sure that you're clearly communicating this to others in front of you and behind you so that they know what's going on, because we do not want anyone to be worried in line. You do not need to stop at a pole if there's nobody in front of you. Continue along until you see a group in front of you and stop at the pole prior to meeting up to them. Although it may be a little difficult to see in the night, there's space between our queue lines. They do not meander back and forth. There's actually a gap here that is larger than the 6 feet requirement. So now you can rest assured that you have space in front of you, beside you, and behind you. We want to make sure that you're comfortable, and we also want to make sure that we're meeting all the requirements established by the Commonwealth. As you approach the ticket booth, whether you're buying tickets or redeeming tickets, you will stop at the white pole at the end. You'll look across, and you will wait for one of the windows to vacate. Once that's clear, you will move up to the window. You will see that we have established barriers to prevent you from being right on top of those in the window next to you. And we also have plastic that is placed on top of the window for our staff members. Our staff members will be wearing masks. You will be wearing masks as well, again, to make sure that we are minimizing the potential spread of this virus. Sanitizing stations are located throughout the park. Very simple. You all know how this works. One little push on the top is dispensed and rubbed into your hands. This will kill 99.9% of the bacteria in your hands. And we ask that everyone please use these prior to going into the event. And if you're eating from our food vendor, please use these before and after. And of course, if you're using the restroom, we also encourage you to use hand sanitizer after. Face mask must be worn the entire time you're at Creepy Hollow Scream Park, with the exception of eating food purchased on site. You can remove your mask to consume that food or beverages while you're here on site. Immediately after, you must put your mask back on. You cannot be in line with a mask off. So please, make sure that you're taking care of yourself by putting your mask back on before you get in line with other guests. Additional signs will be posted throughout the entrance corral. These signs will tell you precisely what to do as you're going through the event. Your group will go in by itself. We are not grouping strangers together. As you go through the event, we have found that some people move at a faster pace than others. If a group is coming up from behind and they're moving at a faster pace than you, please help by speeding up, or you can actually slow down and let them pass. Do not try to congregate into one long Congo line. That's not practicing social distancing, and it actually will ruin some of the scares out there because you will have the opportunity to see something that happens before it actually happens to you. As you move through the woods, there are a few locations in the field where there are white poles. Again, stop at those locations and wait for the area in front of you to be clear before proceeding. Once you're in the woods,